Hello everyone and welcome. It's Shanna Makes It, and I am part of the creative crew for Kat Scrappiness, and today I'm going to be bringing to you a card that you can make, actually two cards, with just some very minimal elements here. Now it is the season for love, so I'm going to use this I Love You shadow word die set from Kat Scrappiness. I'm going to use the Love Doodles black paper, and I'm going to use the stitched fancy scallop rectangle craft die. And for the pattern paper, this is how easy it's going to be. I'm going to use a single piece of the premium cardstock, this particular piece here, and a half a piece of the premium cardstock from the Love Doodles collection. And then I'm going to just bring in from my stash just some black and some white cardstock, and that's all you need, and we're going to make two cute cards that say I love you. So let's just get started on it. So what I did, I'm just going to move all this aside. I have done my die cutting already. I do need to do my stitched rectangle. So what I did was I brought in this paper, and I just cut it right in half at 3 by 3. And then I cut it down to 4 1/4. And then this was what was remaining off of the bottom of it. So right here is your 6 by 6 piece of paper. You're going to get two cards out of it. We're going to use these as mats, and we can probably cut these down and make a banner for the inside of our cards so that we can use that as well. So we're going to use those. I'm going to take my black pattern paper. I'm going to cut it down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to take my white sheets, and I'm going to bring in the second die to this die set, and I'm going to die cut it out, and then we'll just begin assembling our card. So I'll be right back, and we'll assemble our card. Okay, so I'm back, and I've got all of my elements here. So let me just show you what I've got. I've got my two panels that are 3 by 4 1/4. And I'm going to do one on one side and one on the other side. I have my card bases that I've already made, and I just use a hammer mill 100-pound cardstock, and I'm just going to use my Kat Scrappiness bone folder and make sure they have good folds on them. I took my stitched fancy scallop rectangle die, and I die cut out my white cardstock, and then I'm going to do it two ways. I did one with the backer that's going to be just square, and then the other one I used the larger stitched fancy rectangle craft die and cut it out. So now we're just going to make some fast assembly. I also did all of my die cutting. I've got my shadows, and I'm using my little triangle trays just to keep them straight. I did my shadows in black, and I brought in that pink half sheet of the premium cardstock, and I've got my I Love You cut out, and I've just got them in these little, keeping them separate in these little triangle trays that we get from Kat Scrappiness. So let's just start building our cards. This is going to be fairly quick, and I think we're going to get a lot of bang out of it. So I'm just going to bring in my glue and start laying my panels down. Let's just start with a square one and get it laid down. Just checking my pattern paper. So we'll just glue this up and get it laid down on our card base. Now I brought in top folding card bases. Like I said, I make them myself. With that, you can just take an 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper, and you're going to cut it at 4 1/4, and then you'll score it at 5 1/2. And that's how you get your top folding card base. And I'm just going to lay this down on here and get it straightened up. There we go. And that looks really good. My card base was in good shape. So the next thing I'm going to do is just bring in one of my hammer mill that I have die cut out with that die, and we'll get it laid down. And I'm just getting it glued up. I'm just going to try and lay it down on here to where I get nice even all the way around. And I think that looks nice. And then I'm going to bring in, and I think I'll use this side on this one, and you can see it just fits just inside of that stitch. So I guess I cut it to the right dimensions. I actually cut it before I even measured the inside of that stitched die. So it worked out. And this is a good way to make the most out of your cardstock. So I'm just going to get it laid inside there, and I'm going to use those lines to kind of help me straighten it up. Get it laid down in there. That looks nice. Isn't that pretty? Just like that. I mean, very, very pretty. Now let's just bring in one of our I Love You sets. Now we've got to assemble these, and they'll be quick assembly. So I think I'm going to need to bring in my tweezers. So I'm just going to look for them. Yes. And I'm going to bring in my tweezers, and I'm going to work on getting these assembled. So I'm just going to take it, and I've got my tweezers holding it, and I'm just going to first I'm going to clean my tip of my glue off, and I'm just going to very lightly put just a little bit of glue on there and try and spread it out so it doesn't smear all over my card. And that'll make it nice or over my cardstock. That'll make it nice and clean. So I'm just going to carefully lay this down on here in the center. Try to get it lined up how I want it. Get it laid down on there. I think I need to go up just a little bit. Yeah, I need to move that up just a smidge. Lay that down on there. And then my love, it's still got the little centers, but this thing die cuts out beautifully. No trouble getting it out. One pass through my die cutting machine. I love it when I have a die that I can just take and run it through with one pass, and it cuts beautifully. These do. In fact, all of my Kat Scrappiness dies that I use cut just one pass beautifully. And you know, the hammer mill is a heavier cardstock, and I just took a simple one pass on it as well. So they do cut very nicely. And I'm just trying to spread this out a little bit because it's a little globbed on there. And then I'm going to wipe my hand off, clean up my edges a little bit. Okay. And then get this laid down on here. I'm going to get my L started, and then and it all should fall into place. Now the YOU is individual letters. So we're going to go ahead and get them laid down on here. And that went down nicely. And I think I got a little bit crazy with my glue on the love, so I want to be a little more careful with these so I won't have to do cleaning. Okay, and then we'll put the U on there. And this sentiment is nice and big, so you know, you really wouldn't have to use any other element if you didn't want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it in and lay it down on my card base. I'm trying to make just a simple card just to show you how with just a few materials you can make a card that really looks great. So I'm going to actually position this on here so that I know where to put my eye. I think I'm going to do it like that. And then I'll just bring my eye. It looks like I need to go down a little bit. And I'm just trying to center my eye in the center of this and just get it laid down on there. And then we'll do the love and the U, and that'll be our first card. And I got some glue on there. I'm going to have to do some cleaning on that, I think. Now, let's see. Put the love right there, kind of in the center. Get it laid down, and then put our U on there. And get it laid down. Okay, so we could stop there, but I have these light pink confetti sprinkles. You'd normally use them, I guess, for confetti, but this color matches very well with it. So I think I'm going to bring in my little tray, and I'm just going to pour some out, and we'll just add some. Now I got a little bit messy with my glue, so I'm going to bring in just my small glue bottle and try to be a little bit more focused on my little embellishments. So I'm just going to lay a couple of those, and I'm going to bring in my tool, and I'm just going to get them laid down on there. And I think that'll just add a little bit of dimension to the card and not really take away from the design. I'm just going to put one down here. And then that finishes the outside of our card. I think it's super, super cute. I think the black kind of adds some elegance to it. Now for this one, I'm going to just take my scrap of paper, bring in some scissors, and I'm just going to try to cut it straight and just make a nice little banner for the inside, and just use that little extra scrap and just banner my card up. I always like to bring some of the outside into the inside of the card just for fun. And I need to refill this glue bottle here. And we'll just get it laid down. I'm just going to lay it down here on the upper corner. And I think that's really cute. I like it. So let's move on to the next one. Now this one's going to have just a little bit more fancy detail to it. Now I'm checking to make sure my card base is in the right direction, because I have done them upside down before. And this is where I just took and I stitched or I die cut out the bottom layer, and that's just a little extra detail, and we'll have just a little bit of white shining through there, and I like that. I think it'll look nice. So we'll just get it glued down. Just make sure I get enough glue on there. But I'm going to stay away from the edges just so I don't kind of squish out when I lay it down. Just try and keep it nice and clean. So got that laid down on there, and I think that looks nice with a little white edge around it. And then we're just going to bring in our next layer. And I am, like I said, just keeping it simple. But I think we're going to get a lot out of these cards. I think they're really pretty. I love, I love this I Love You die. It die cuts out beautifully. It fills up your card base, and it sends a good message of love. So now I've got that one laid down on there, and I think that looks pretty nice. And then for this one, since we have two-sided paper, we're going to flip it over, and we're going to use the other side so that we'll have two different cards. And we'll just take and lay it down just like we did the last card. Try to use our stitched line to help us line it up. Looks pretty good. Now for this one, to save time, I went ahead and did my gluing so that you wouldn't have to watch me glue again. And then we'll just get it laid down on there. And again, let's get this where we want it so we know what we're doing here. I think that looks good. I think that'll work. Push that down a little bit. Bring this in. Lay it down. This paper and this die set is just so cute. Is this not adorable? I just think it's super cute. Now I'm going to forego the gems on this one, but I am going to go ahead and cut my banner. I'll just cut it. Same thing. Looks like I need to clean my scissors up a little bit. Do a lot of crafting here. Tools get a little messy. And we'll just bring it in, And I'm going to do the same thing and lay the same colored up to match the outside of my card and just finish it off. So I hope you like these. I just wanted to do just kind of an easy, simple video and show you how to do 2 cards very quickly, easy, using a page and a half of the cardstock, 1 die set for the sentiment, and then 1 for the layering border. So I think they turned out super cute. I hope you like them. I've listed all of the materials in the description box below, along with the product bar that you can check out and shop with Kat Scrappiness. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.